Yes, well, I hope that this video turns out okay. I'm a considerable ways from the microphone right now, and I just thought I'd make a few points before I lay down and got some rest. I made a video some time ago addressing something called fiscal responsibility, and I was just getting into it. And I had to step inside the store and finish my shopping, and I said that I would continue when I got back outside the store. Well, I did, but unfortunately, the information was not complete, and at the same time, I felt I wasn't really doing it justice. But also, halfway through that second part, the batteries died in the camera. So there was just too many things that just weren't right. I looked at what pieces were left and I said, I can do better than this. And I just promptly deleted it. Since that time, there's been some developments, I guess you could call them, that ironically really hinge on fiscal responsibility. But not fiscal responsibility so much on my part as fiscal responsibility pertaining to corporations, fat cat corporations that think themselves too big to fail. And there's a trend I'm starting to see in all these real fat cat corporations where they really do treat people like numbers, and they really do have next to nothing for sensitivity toward the client. And I marveled at this. I received a real kick in the teeth, as some of you already know, from PayPal, and I started to pursue the matter. I wanted to research it a little more, and I discovered that lo and behold, this was a real trend. In fact, I discovered there were so many disgruntled customers, clients. They couldn't all be wrong, that suffered, horrible experiences at the hands of Facebook, and there was nothing these people could do, nothing. And it's one of those buyer beware and situations, and also one of those, read the fine print before you sign deals. Now, I'm talking about people who would set up accounts with PayPal, and they would run balances to run their businesses through PayPal, and they could have a float of like maybe $10,000 going on in their balance, and then PayPal just freezing their account and keeping the money. It's like legalized extortion, essentially, is what it is when you sign a contract with PayPal. I had no idea those things were going on. I was just upset because PayPal basically burned me to the tune of $85. And after me being a loyal and dedicated customer with them for so long, I was really surprised that they would do that. For a lousy $87, after me being a loyal customer for well over 10 years, buying all sorts of things through PayPal, and never, having even so much as a mark on my record with, all my transactions. They treated me so callously and just cast me aside like a piece of dirt, and basically, flexed their muscles and sort of smiled at me and gave me a wink and said, "So what are you going to do about it?" Basically that's about it. I'm the 87-pound weakling, and I'm saying, hey, listen, you're supposed to protect me, PayPal. You got all the muscles, and this is what you're advertising, and you're supposed to be protecting people from fraud and scams. And I would really like a refund. And then they went so far as to lie to me, as some of you know, and not just lie to me once, but repeatedly, telling me that I would be receiving a refund, and then I never did get a refund. Now, this is PayPal, all right? But PayPal is no different than any of these quote unquote too big to fail companies, why people lost their houses, the whole thing. And so now we're going to get back to what I call fiscal responsibility. And really what it is these companies are not responsible financially to their clients, okay? They will not, give them their refunds, in a timely fashion. They will, essentially, they will exploit you, and they don't care about your loyalty. Okay, they don't care about how long you've been a customer. They don't, all they're interested in is their own, profit. And if it means writing you off for a lousy $87, they'll do it. Okay, because you're just another particulate piece of material that they can afford to lose because they can just write you off, cut their losses, with you because you gave them a hard time. And so this is why I go right on their page, okay, right on the PayPal page, and I will say, PayPal is a confederacy of liars and thieves. Now, I don't say such things lightly about anybody. But you see, because I have very good validated evidence of them being thieves and liars, I can say that with confidence. And PayPal knows in their own records and their own recordings of conversations with me that I was indeed assured that I would be receiving a refund. Okay, it's in their own records that I was told this, and that now they've changed their minds. They're not going to give me a refund, so they're liars. Okay, and secondly, the person who fraudulently sold me, well, that's the problem. Made it appear that they were selling me. They never did. I never did receive the product. The product was a Windows 7 operating system. I never did receive it. So that was a fraudulent sale because it was advertised as a physical product and it was advertised, as an operating system. And I didn't receive it. So that's fraud. He frauded me. Regardless of what the supervisor of those liars may have said. When I say supervisor of those liars, I'm talking about the person, I guess, who's one notch above the people who are on the phones telling me that I'd get a refund. All right? Now, the reason I'm making such a big stink about this is because here's the problem, people. Too many people like me will just take it lying down. And I used to do that in the past. I used to take, blows like this in the past, But I'm an older man now. I've been around the block a few times, and I know that I can say that PayPal is a confederacy of thieves and liars, and I can go and say it freely on their own page because it's the truth. And so because I have the truth on my side, I am going to make PayPal reckon with the truth. And they are reckoning with the truth because they are getting it daily. And I already know that people seeing this and seeing my complaints, okay, even if I touch one or two people, okay, with it, and they really consider my words, they mark my words, they will not do transactions with PayPal. In fact, I was just on the phone here with a friend of mine, and I explained my experience to him. And my friend now is canceling his PayPal account because he just doesn't want the same thing to happen to him. And he knows me well. He knows me to be a forthright and honest man. And he knows that I wouldn't lie to him about PayPal lying to me. And I'm basically telling all my friends. And so far, 3 of my friends now have canceled their PayPal accounts on my word. And, my word is sure. I wouldn't lie about such a thing. And there will be more cancellations, PayPal, if you're listening to this. There will be definitely more cancellations because really your hubris and your blatant disregard for your clients, especially long-term clients like I was, okay, it needs to be checked. It needs to seriously be checked. And people need to know that there is a way of dealing with these too big to fail corporations who treat clients like they don't matter. Now back to fiscal responsibility again. Um, I can understand why PayPal is like this, and I can understand why I can say this about PayPal with impunity. I can say this about PayPal because PayPal is not a person. PayPal is a fiction, a corporate fiction. And really, that's why PayPal has no conscience, because it's not a human being like I am. Okay? It is just a corporation. And unfortunately, the representatives of that corporation are very dubious characters. They are dishonest. They are fraudulent. And, of course, they are in league with fraudulent people who make fraudulent sales. And I can say these things with confidence. In fact, I'm still working on this, but I'm getting the documentation together for Microsoft. And Microsoft has already been alerted as to the fraudulent sale of this operating system. Actually, I should say this non-existent operating system. Or perhaps maybe I should call it what PayPal called it, this virtual operating system. Because the code that Mr. Peter Humphrey, the crook, I could say that also with impunity because it's the truth. Peter Humphrey is a crook. Peter Humphrey, the man that PayPal is protecting right now, he's a crook. And, Microsoft seems to be very interested in this activation key that Peter Humphrey gave me. You see, I'm sorry that this has to escalate to this extent. I really am sorry. I have better things to do with my time than have to go through all this agony and all this torment and stressing myself out and all this needless duress just because some, too big to fail, arrogant mentality guy by the name of Scotty decided that there was nothing that he could do to help me. But I did tell Scotty that this would escalate. I did tell Scotty that I would be going viral with this. And I guess Scotty perhaps underestimated me, judging by the laughter in his voice. Laugh away, Scotty. This is just the beginning. I want you to know that because, you see, I know that people need to stand up to fat cat corporations like PayPal, Scotty. And, this really is just the beginning. And you are wrong. Peter Humphrey is definitely engaging in fraudulent sales. And we'll be working on that, Peter. I hope you're listening too. And if you're not, well, it doesn't matter. I'm sure eventually you'll get a knock on your door. But Scotty, you're wrong. Okay, I was frauded out of $87. And, the fact of the matter is this, that when you tell a customer that they're going to get a refund, all right? Even if you tell a customer against your own company policies that they're going to get a refund, okay? And you tell them that repeatedly, and you are an employee of that company, you have to give them a refund, Scotty. Okay? You can't just lie, bold-faced lie to your customer and then say, oh, I'm sorry, I changed my mind. And, so what am I going to do about it, Mr. Muscle Flexor? I am going to go viral with this. I told you I would, and I am. The whole thing about fiscal responsibility is that even corporations, according to the legal system, really must exercise fiscal responsibility, and that includes responsibility to their clients. Even if it's a lousy $87, Scotty. So, that's why I'm so big on this. And I'm setting an example, a precedent, if you will, to other people to stand up to these arrogant corporations who think they're too big to fail. Stand up to them before you lose your house, before you lose your shirt, because one thing leads to another. And when you start trusting these corporations and they start walking on you and spitting on you like you don't matter, that's the time to remind them that you are a human being. You are better than a corporation. You are bigger than a corporation. And you are worth more than any corporation. There it is. Now, I know corporations can't think. I understand corporations have no conscience, but I do understand that their representatives also think and also have a conscience. At least I'm hoping. And, I think that some of these representatives of some of these corporations, um, I like to think that they deal in honest trade and are forthright business people. That has not been my experience with the people at PayPal. Okay, PayPal does not want to be my pal. And, of course, the reason I terminated my account is because I don't want to be PayPal's pal either. In fact, nothing personal. It's strictly business now. My customer loyalty and, my clean record with PayPal for over a decade doesn't enter into the equation. I can see that. PayPal has made that very clear to me. And so I'm going to call a spade a spade. And I'm going to keep on getting in PayPal's face. And I'm going to keep going viral. And my group of already 200 some odd people are well aware of what I'm doing. And I'm sure that that group will grow. I'm sure the memberships will slowly increase. And I think that those 200 people will spread the word. And, I would encourage anyone watching this, tell one friend to cancel their PayPal account. Just tell one friend, all right, to cancel. Anyone you truly and dearly love, tell them to cancel their PayPal account. Because you know what? There really are alternatives out there. And I know there are people who insist that you can only buy by PayPal on eBay and stuff like that. But you know what? That's a small sacrifice to pay. There are better ways to pay for things. And the thing is, those people will eventually come around and realize, hey, there's alternatives out there. I don't have to insist that you pay me through PayPal, because there are many other alternatives out there. And companies that I dare say would be a little bit more legitimate than PayPal, and companies that are really interested in your business because they're not, quote unquote, too big to fail. All right? They really want your business. PayPal made it very clear to me that they didn't want my business, that they value their transactions with crooks more than they value their transactions with me. And so I am going to do a little something each day, all right, to put another sliver under the skin of PayPal. I admit, I'm only one guy. But, I already know that PayPal has probably lost thousands and thousands of dollars because of me already. Because of my friends who have already canceled their accounts. I'm not going to name them. I shouldn't have to do that. Okay? Because of the awareness that I'm putting forth on the internet already, on YouTube and on Facebook. And I'm not going to stop until I get an official apology and remedy from PayPal. And even then, I may still have to continue with Microsoft now, because Microsoft is very interested in this product that Peter Humphrey allegedly sold me, this quote-unquote virtual product, although it was never advertised as a virtual product, PayPal. You understand? It was advertised as a physical product that I never got. So, I'm just making it clear as to what I'm doing. I don't intend to let up. I told every customer service person I'm not the kind of person that lets go of these sorts of things easily. This matter needs to be dealt with. I need remedy. If PayPal says that they actually protect their customers, I'd like to see it. Because I've read, I can't believe it. That's the thing that really opened my eyes to PayPal. That's when I could confidently state with the overwhelming number of testimonies against PayPal. Thousands of testimonies against PayPal. How crooked they are. And, I think something has to be done. And if I were a richer man, I'd probably start a class action suit against PayPal. But I imagine there's already those. But I'm just a little guy. that PayPal screwed over to the tune of $87. But you know what? You shouldn't laugh at little guys, Scotty. You shouldn't laugh at little guys. Anyway, that's you're going to learn that lesson, Scotty, the hard way, I'm sure. All right, well, anyway, I just wanted to mention that with regard to fiscal responsibility. And I suppose because I have a little bit more time, I might just say a few things that way. I don't know of any people who would say that I owe them money. I would know of some people who would say that I owe certain corporations money. But you see, that goes back to fiscal responsibility again. And another one of these too big to fail companies is a company called Direct Energy. They used to supply my power. I say used to because I canceled the contract. I canceled the contract because I was lied to. Again, you see, I don't take kindly to liars. I was told that there would be no distribution fees on my bill, and that I would only have to pay a nominal fee for their services. And, I was very excited about this. Now, they have this in their telephone recording when they made that verbal contract with me, all right? And as far as I understand, the law, they call it the law. It's really not law. It's statutes and it's legalities. But I believe the wording of the legalese runs something to the effect that when you alter a contract, you have to obtain the consent from the contractee. You can't just get the contractee to sign a contract or agree to a contract verbally and then go and change the terms and conditions of that said contract, okay? But this is what Direct Energy did with me, and they did so without my consent. And when I turned the bill over and I saw that I was being charged distribution fees, I called them and I sought remedy, and they would not remedy the problem, and they expected me to pay distribution fees, even though the salesperson who first sold me the contract told me there would be no such thing. Now that's a lie, you see. And so as a result, what I decided after I carefully examined my bills, I realized that Direct Energy owed me more money than Direct Energy was saying that I owed them. And I could see that because they were not a forthright company and lacking greatly in integrity, I decided, well, since they owe me more money than I really owe them, they are not getting any more of my money. End of story. And I canceled the contract. I believe I made one final payment on it. Just a token of good faith, showing them that I'm the kind of person who does pay his bills, unlike certain others, and left it at that. Well, of course, they thought it good to send some of their dogs after me, but their dogs have no teeth, okay? Their dogs have no teeth because I have no contract with their dogs. And they have no legal authority over me because I made no agreement and I did not consent to pay them one dime. And so, you see, that's the problem. People don't understand. The moment you start to pay, that's it. You've entered into a contract. And see, I have not entered into a contract. So they are trying to threaten me by saying that they're going to damage my credit rating. But I explained to the lady that my credit rating is just fine the way it is. And she said, well, no, not really, it isn't. Well, actually, it really is, Trixie. My credit rating is very fine. And my creditors know very well that I pay my bills in full and that I am a very fiscally responsible person. The only people I don't pay are crooks and thieves, okay? Like the representatives of PayPal. I don't pay people like that, and they're not my pals, okay? I don't pay people like Trixie, who goes around like some kind of mafioso protection racket, thug. All right. I don't have any contract with Trixie. So, Trixie can go back to her tricks, because tricks are for kids. And I'm no kid. I wasn't born yesterday. I am not wet behind the ears. No, direct energy would have to take me directly to court. And then I can lay out my bills to the judge, and I can demand that they produce the recording of that contract. And if they can't, well then, what proof do they have that I even made a contract with them? Where's my John Henry? Nowhere. You see, it was my voice that made that contract, and unless they can produce my voice agreeing to the said contract, they have no contract. Of course, they don't want to produce that contract, because in that contract, the salesperson said, oh, there won't be any distribution fees, Mr. King. This is how ridiculous it got. When I actually tried to seek remedy, they said, well, we don't charge you those distribution fees. That's the carrier who charges them. What kind of double talk is that? It's on my bill. It's being presented to me from Direct Energy. All right? They want me to give them an amount of money for, quote unquote, distribution fees. No. They aren't charging me for distribution fees, okay? Just that they're passing it down, right? Well, it doesn't matter. They're still the ones who are presenting me with the bill. The carrier is not presenting me with the bill. It is Direct Energy that is presenting me with the bill. Okay, well, that's fine. But you see, that was not our agreement. Our agreement was a nominal fee, and end of story. That was it. I pay a nominal fee each month, and of course the cost of the power itself, and that's it. Okay, a few other knickknacks, but essentially that's it. Minus distribution fees. No distribution fees, you see? This was the agreement we had. So they have that on record. Direct Energy will have to take me to court themselves if they want to see that kind of money. And actually, I think if they actually produce the recording, the judge would rule in my favor and say, hey, listen, you owe Mr. King some money here. You owe him some restitution. If he's a fair judge, if he's a just judge, that's what they would do. They would say, hey, you made an agreement with him, and evidently he is paying distribution fees here. I could see on these records, and, that's not the contract he entered into. That's right. So you see, now, people is different. I'm talking about person to person, individual to individual. Young man, be frugal in your business affairs. If you're dealing with a person to person, okay, say a corporation, I don't care. Frankly, personally myself, any fat cat corporation like PayPal, or any fat cat corporation like Direct Energy, any of these corporations with this too big to fail attitude, I don't feel sorry for them if they get burned. Okay, I really don't. They get what's coming to them, all right? Because they're corporations, they're not people. But when it comes to people, all right, you got to make good. When it comes person to person, I'm not talking about, the dupes that work for those corporations. I am talking about, let's say private deals, private exchanges, stuff like that. Make good your word. Pay your bills in full. Do what you say you're going to do. Be a human being. Don't be a shark. Don't be like a corporation with no conscience. Don't act like that, okay? Pay your rent in full. If you rent, pay it in full every month. Be honest. Be forthright. Be diligent in business. You will go a long ways that way. And I can almost assure you that when push comes to shove, and when a corporation gets on your case and tries to shove you around, despite the garbage BS credit bureau rating you might have, all right, they won't take away your credit cards when you're paying them in full every month anyway. Okay? Um, understand. Understand. If you really are honest in business, if you are forthright, your credit rating, your official quote unquote credit rating, won't matter. Okay? Those things won't matter because people will know you're an honest person. You're fiscally responsible. How do I know that? Voice of experience, people. Voice of experience. God bless you. Thank you for listening. I'm pushing about half an hour here, so I'll continue with another one. God bless you.